welcome to Something Unlimited Gotham. So, it seems like they do little, mini series things before they add it into the game. Though Gotham mostly is in the game, they did a little, its own little independent thing. So, we're going to look at this and see how it is. You thumb through a small stack of letters on your desk. A black letter with gold trim catches your eye, and you pull it out. You look it over for a moment with a grin on your face. Slowly, you get up off your chair and walk around the room. You carefully open the letter and look at the notice inside. You are cordially invited to the annual Gotham Villains Ball. Well, now this is rather interesting. You think to yourself for a moment in the middle of the room. It would be nice to get out of the city for a while. This will be the perfect excuse. You look over the gilded invitation inside. Just in case, I'll stop by and see if this is legitimate, though. Okay, so I just had to press that. You slowly walk around the room and go back to your desk. Wrong button. Carefully, you thumb through the rest of the mail in silence. So this one, I believe, is made in RPG Maker, unlike the other games, which are made in Unity. The main game is Unity. These are like little not RPG Maker, sorry, Ren'Py games. A female henchwoman leads you to the door and it opens. You walk into the dimly lit room and look around. Penguin puts down his cigar and walks over with a wide grin. Ah, welcome, welcome. I hope you were treated well by my felonious flock of fair ladies. You give him a quick nod and smile. Yes, I can't complain, Cobblepot. Excellent, excellent. I must say I was rather surprised to see you show up in person, Luthor. I simply wanted to confirm your invitation wasn't a trap. Penguin grins and lets out a laugh. Ha, say no more. I should have assumed that response. You stared down at him for a moment with an icy look. I don't recall being invited before. Penguin shakes his head and shrugs. Yes, that is true. Generally, it's a low-key affair, you see. I thought an expense was in order with my newly built iceberg. Also, to repay your generous yacht invitation. You grin again with a smirk across your face. I see, quite generous of you. Penguin smiles and adjusts his monocle. I am a legitimate businessman like yourself now. It is the least I can do. This year's ball will truly be an event of the season. I'm looking forward to this now, Cobblepot. I also want to make more connections in Gotham. Penguin nods his head and thinks to himself. I see. Mixing business and pleasure, then. I can assure you there will be quite an array of birds attending as well. But I can help you with the foothold for the time being. That is quite generous again. Pshaw. Let us head over to my hotel across the way. Of course, lead the way. You follow Penguin as he slowly walks out the door. You both walk down the hall into an elevator. The ding sounds as the doors open to the main penthouse of the Penguin's hotel. You look around as you both walk into the spacious blue room. The city looms outside the window as you stare at the red sky for a moment. Quite an elegant penthouse you have, Cobblepot. Penguin nods with a crooked grin. Why, thank you, Luthor. I was going to offer it to you for your foothold. That is too generous now. What is the catch for this? Penguin quacks with laughter. No catch for now. I simply want to improve relations with Metropolis as well. And I have learned my lesson about flightless birds in high places. Just beware the bats, my friend. You grin and nod with a satisfied look. Very well, I'll take it then. Penguin tips his hat and smiles. Excellent, excellent. I think this will be the start of a beautiful relationship. Though I would also like to have a floor of rooms for myself. Penguin frowns momentarily, then shrugs. Consider it done as well. Thank you, Cobblepot. I have quite a few followers of my own. Of course, of course. I'll cover the cost as a token of respect. Penguin narrows his eyes for a moment. The only rule I would enforce is not moving in on my personal territory. You shake your head and smile. Of course, that would be rather uncivilized. Good, good. You can call in my flock of little birdies for anything in this hotel. Also, the lounge is open nightly for entertainment. For now, I should return to my work preparing for the ball. Enjoy your stay in Gotham, Luthor. Penguin bows his head slightly and turns and walks toward the elevator. You catch the doors close as it heads back down again. The blue chill look of the dimly lit room almost seems to be actually cold. You look around and then out the large window at the far end. Quite a gift, Cobblepot. I will play along for your game for the time being. You quietly walk over to the elevator and head down as well. By the way, guys, don't forget to check out my Patreon Subscribe Star, my shop, and my other two channels, Sinfully Pure and Cenobite Unicorn. You can now access the Iceberg Lounge in the hotel in Gotham. Alright, so let's throw a save. Okay. Not yet. What happens the next night? So nothing happens next night, okay. So we'll just quickly show our two lovely people, our creators. Who will you take with you? So we have a couple of people we can take. Let's try Catwoman. Brunette or blonde? Ooh la la. One of the Penguin's henchwomen carefully slinks into an empty alley. She looks around nervously for a moment. Come on now. Where is he? She looks around down the alley and frown on her face. A large shadow slowly lumbers toward her. Harvey Bullock steps out of the darkness in front of her. Oh, look who it is! He looks up and down her body with a smirk on his face. Oi, oi! I'm liking your new outfit, Montoya. Renee Montoya grits her teeth and quickly looks for anyone. Shh, keep it down. Oh, yeah, sure thing. Bullock stares at her body for a moment with a lustful smirk. You know, this reminds me of that other Undercover gig. Montoya rolls her eyes and lets out a sigh. Please don't remind me of that again. This one has just been about as bad. She looks around nervously one more time. But I'm finally making some progress now. There's a huge event going down tonight. Bullock glares at her with a confused look. Well, I ain't heard nothing about anything like that. Montoya grins and nods her head. Good, that means it's a big deal. There's a who's who of underground showing up. If I'm gonna get any major info, it'll be tonight. Bullock nods in agreement and smiles wide. Good. Then we can get off this lousy job. Sitting around all night is killing my back. Montoya frowns and curls her lips at him. Maybe we should switch places then? Oi, 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 oi. I would get shanked in a second in there. Bullock smirks repeatedly, running his eyes up and down her body. You're lucky they don't pay attention to dames in their first place. Though I can't blame 'em. Montoya shakes her head and glances around. Well, I need to get back to it then. You stay in the emergency position just in case. All right. At least I can get some donuts or something. Let's keep these meetings to a minimum. Yeah, whatever. Good luck, Montoya. Harvey Bullock wanders over into a deep shadow of an alley. Renee Montoya takes a deep breath and slowly releases it. Okay, this can make all the difference. The information I get could put some of these organizations away. She looks around one last time before heading back down the alley. Montoya quietly slips into the back door and shuts it tight. She carefully walks down a long set of hallways. Renee Montoya slowly moves towards the main area. Hey! She instantly freezes at the shout. Another one of Penguin's henchwomen, Raven, shows up with a frown. You can't be wandering off to get a smoke now. Sorry. I was just feeling so nervous. Raven lets out a sigh and shakes her head. I get it, all right? It's a big night and all. But the boss will kill us if anything goes wrong tonight. So come on, swallow it and pull it together. Yeah, you're right. Raven looks her over for a moment and nods. Okay, not bad. You might want to push your tits out a bit more, though. This is our big night, too. We are all working the big wigs. Some of the tips could be more than you make for the rest of the year. That's just what I need. Raven smirks and adjusts her bowler hat. Come on, I'll take you to your post. Just keep 'em happy no matter what. You'll do fine. Both girls quickly head out into the central area of the lounge. Raven shows Swallow to her booth in the upper floor. You slowly walk out into the giant iceberg lounge. Many people are walking around and sitting at the table as you look around. Quite impressive, Cobblepot. You admire the large iceberg in the center of the seal, and with some seals playing in the water around it. The colossal ceiling fades from icy mountains into a starry sky. Selena slowly struts across the floor towards you. Okay, so that's interesting. So I'm just going to let it go for a minute so that we can see it, because it's different than the Unity one. It goes slowly. So does it go back up is my question. The dress is nice. Okay, so it goes up slowly. That's interesting. That is definitely interesting. She has a devilish smirk across her face as she shifts her hips from side to side. Well, wow, I adore this new layout for the lounge. She scans around slowly with her narrowed eyes. I'm sure there will be quite a few high rollers in here tonight. Yes, what fun. You look her over in her tight black dress, which seems to be teasing you with being slightly see-through. Selena runs her hand through her hair for a moment. Her huge breasts are barely contained by the skin-tight dress. You give her a devious smile as you examine her outfit. I don't doubt everyone who is anyone will be here, my dear. Selena agrees with a slow, casual nod. Just perfect. She plays with a gold band around her wrist. I can stretch my claws a bit this evening, then. Selena carefully struts right over to you with some graceful strides. You give her a frown as you look out over the lounge. Just remember why you're here as my guest. I don't need anything reflecting poorly on me at the moment. Selena sighs and looks around the room with a careful gaze. Very well, Lex. She makes a sinister smirk and licks her lips. This kitty'll keep herself in check. You glare at her with an annoyed glance for a moment. You both notice the penguin moving off from a group towards your direction. He slowly waddles up in front of you with a wide grin. Ah, Luthor, you made it. This is quite the affair, Cobblepot. I'm impressed with your new lounge. Penguin smirks with a prideful grin. Thank you, that is a high praise indeed. I have a private booth for you on the top floor. He looks over to Selena with a lustful grin across his face. Why, it's so good to see you, my dear Selena. She glares at him with a half-annoyed look. Cobblepot, I'm admiring your new lounge. Penguin grins with a self-satisfied smile as he studies her body. Perhaps I can give you a private tour sometime. Selena frowns and straightens her posture. I think I can find my own way around, thanks. Penguin's lips curl momentarily, but he returns to a crooked grin. I'm sure you know your way around, my dear. He stares at her breast with a small quack. Selina rolls her eyes and lets out a slight sigh. He brushes off his tuxedo and leans on his cane. Well, I shall return to my hosting duties. The one downside of such a lavish event. I'll see you both later tonight. Penguin tips his hat and slowly walks off toward another group at the tables. Selina turns her nose and then relaxes her shoulders. Disgusting little man. I thought he would never leave. You look her over and then out across the dance floor. Cobblepot seems to be very fond of you. Selina frowns with an annoyed arch in her eyebrows. He has always been trying to lure me in with some of his rotten catnip. She straightens out her tight dress and shifts her hips. I don't think any amount of treasure would tempt me that much. You shrug your shoulders and give a calculated smile. I find that everyone has a price, my dear. Selina looks off with a casual sigh. You look her over again as she stands next to you. While you're making the rounds, try not to get into it too much trouble. She grins with a corrupted smirk across her face. Who, me? Ow. Selina looks at her nails as she rotates her hand in front of her. I'll be as quiet as a kitten, Lex. You make another scan around the room and glare back at her. I would rather it be a mouse. She grins to herself and checks her earrings. Oh, phew. I can't change my puns now. Selina adjusts her breasts in her tight black dress. I'll see you out there, Lex. She slowly struts off with her hips swinging out in an exaggerated way. You watch her disappear behind a group of people. You take another look at all the areas of the lounge again. I should make my own rounds for the time being. Alrighty. So it's not much different. It's a bit different at the beginning than the one in the main game, but I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget I do stream on Kick under Purity Sin and on Twitch under Sinfully Pure. If anybody wants a link, just let me know. Bye, guys.